long day today and it's only 12:40. It's not even 1 o'clock yet. This morning at like 6:30, we got up because Sharif and I had an appointment to go get our driver's license, our German driver's license. So for those who don't know, you're able to drive with a Canadian license, like a full license, in the case of Ontario, a G, for the first 6 months of staying here. After that, you have two options. They can offer an exception if you're going to be here for only a year. So, if you're going to leave after a year, they might make an exception for you that you don't have to go through this process and you can continue to just use your regular license. But if you're staying for an indefinite period of time, you do need to get a license exchanged in order to drive a car here. The process for that for Canadians, at least for Ontarians with a G license, is actually fairly simple, but you have to do it within the first 2 years of moving here. Otherwise, you have to go through the whole German driver's license system. Definitely a lot harder than it is in Canada. But also, if you've been driving for 10 years in Canada, you shouldn't have any problem driving here. And it's just not nice to have to go through the whole, like what you did when you're 16 to get your driver's license. It would be horrible to have to take all of the tests again. And in Germany, I think it costs about like 1,000 to 2,000 euro because you have to go to a school, you have to go to an eye doctor, you have to have a first aid course. And I'm not any kind of legal expert or anything. This is just my experience. The process is pretty simple for Canadians with a G license from Ontario. You go to an appointment, you book an appointment online, and what you need to have is a biometric photo. You need your Canadian license. You need your passport and your residence permit. All things that you should easily have. And all they really do is take copies of these things. They had to also call the Ausländermat, which is like the foreigner's office, to make sure when we arrived, because as I told you, if you have been here for 2 years and you haven't changed it yet, it's too late. You have to start from scratch. Here when we had arrived, and all was good. We just had to fill out a form, sign some papers, attest to like 5 statements about we're in good health, about our vision and that kind of thing. We didn't have to take any other tests or anything like that, and then sign. So what they're going to do is it takes about 3 weeks. They're going to print our new licenses, and then when we pick them up, we have to give them our Canadian licenses in exchange. So whenever we leave, not when we leave for vacation, but whenever you leave to go back to Canada for a long-term stay, you would exchange your license back. Yeah, so it's a fairly simple process. You'd exchange your license back. Of course, you are allowed to drive with a German license for the first 6 months of being there. That's what we did this morning. And that appointment actually wasn't the problem. The appointment was pretty fine. It was a very friendly guy who processed our applications, and we spoke a bit of German, but he also spoke English pretty well. So it was a mix, and it was just a good experience. It wasn't bad at all. The issue was taking the bus there. Of course, the driver's license office is in the middle of nowhere, where there's only one bus that sometimes goes there, sometimes doesn't. And we took a bus that required a transfer at Bushof. Bushof is a main terminal station for buses in a city. So Aachen Bushof, because we're in Aachen. And if you can ever avoid, not all of these, but sometimes they're really, really hard to understand or really, really hard to find your stop, because it can have different platforms and it'll say which bus comes when. But at least at Aachen Bushof, it has the different platforms, but it also has 6 stops on the 5 different intersections in the surrounding area, and it's so confusing. We were in a rush. It was raining. It was dark. We were lost. We kept on missing the buses that were going to be able to take us to our appointment on time, so it was really, really stressful. We actually ended up just calling a cab, which was pretty expensive. It was 20 euro to get there, just to make sure we didn't miss or become late for our appointment, because of course in Germany, if you're late for your appointment, you're not going to get good service, because they really appreciate punctuality here. So we ended up making it on time. It went really well. We were able to take a bus back because we weren't so pressed for time. So overall, it was a good experience, except for the bus. That's basically it. I should get my license in 3 weeks. They actually just mail us a letter to let us know that our license is available at the place, so I'll have to go back again. But I will make damn sure that I don't have to go to Bushof, because I have no interest in going there. I hate Bushof, and I really hope I never have to go there again. Happy Saturday, everybody. What are we doing today?
Getting a driver's license.
We're getting my driver's license. Heard in the mail saying it was ready. We thought Sharif could pick it up for me, but he wasn't allowed to. And when I went, it was closed. So hopefully we actually get it today, because this is the 3rd time coming for it. This place is in the absolute middle of nowhere. It takes an hour to get there from downtown. Imagine you don't have a driver's license, but you need to get somewhere so far away to get your driver's license, but you can't drive there because you don't have your driver's license.
Tabby and I are waiting for Steph to get her driver's license. No dogs allowed.